Let's do that quick then.
Yeah.
Yesterday, my wife had a gig at night. There's this place where she works. Sometimes
Uh-huh.
she sings. That they start at midnight on a
Oh,
Thursday. There are some
dude.
places, man, it's crazy. It starts so
Yeah.
late.
These young people, they just
Man, and the funny thing is that there's a lot of old people. Not old. I'm not like my age. I'm
uh-huh,
38.
uh-huh.
So all people this age, man, it, it's really weird. I don't know.
Come
It's
on,
either
don't
these
don't
people
these
are
people work?
exactly. So either they don't work. They like their life is like complete, or I don't know, man. They just leave the place and go straight to work. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's
Yeah.
I don't know, but so there's no, there's not. I mean, no young people there. It's like people like this age, between 30, like from 30 on, I think.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
All right.
but yeah, yeah. And then, I mean, I couldn't wake up early,
Yeah. No
so
problem.
I had a class at 7. I rescheduled it, and my wife was supposed to start at 6:30. She was able to start later at midday.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a class at 10. So sorry, 10:30. Woke up at 10:27.
Yeah. Yeah, my morning, like I had a meeting at 8, but it was not from my work. It was from my other work, the work
Yeah.
I have with my wife. So we had a meeting with a
Oh,
partner that we have. But then that got unscheduled. So when I woke up, I saw your message. I was
yeah.
like, it was unscheduled. And then she was like, oh, our at 8 was unscheduled too.
Oh,
So
back
I
to
went
back.
to,
Back to
yeah.
back.
So at 9, I had there is an uncle of mine that he was living in Germany, and they are back to Brazil like for
Oh,
good.
oh, I
So
remember. It's been a
they
while,
would
yeah.
yeah, it's been like 8 years, I guess.
Okay.
And then they came back, and they were supposed to arrive at 9. So with all being unscheduled, so we were like, oh, let's pick them up at the airport, and then we
Yeah,
went there. Yeah,
that's cool.
ended up being good. But then I went there to the airport, and then I came back because I had a meeting at 10:30, then another at 11:30, and then I
Meetings,
had a
meetings.
meeting at 2. I ended at 2:30, and now I'm here. So
Wow. And
crazy, crazy.
this all I know a lot of people. I have a lot of students that they work with corporations and all those
Mm-hmm.
these companies that they have meetings all day, man. Especially people who work from home.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one
Yeah.
meeting after the other.
Yeah, that's not usually my case. Today was atypical,
Hmm.
It's not usually like that. I hate meetings, man.
Oh. Yeah, it seems that they are very important, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
sucks.
There's
Part
a
of the game.
saying that if you're in a meeting and you have more than 4 people, it's not important.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah. Cuz
I
like
never heard of this
yeah,
thing.
cuz like nobody's going to decide anything.
Yeah, it's just ramble on.
Yeah. So a lot of the people are going to, I don't know, are gonna open other tabs and keep on working on other stuff, so it's
Yeah,
like they're not there.
they're just
Yeah.
they're just on, but they're not there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
Exactly.
yeah. Good luck, man. Good luck to you. And now
Thank you.
you're here in another meeting with me.
No, but this is a fun meeting. That's not
Yeah, it's
it's
a
not
good one.
work.
No, it's two people only then.
Yeah. I my wife, she teases me saying, you hate meetings, but you record podcasts all the time. I'm like,
Exactly. I
podcast
was
is
gonna
not
say.
it's not work. So it's like I'm having
It's
fun
fun.
talking
It's
about
different.
music, movies, and whatever. So it's not work. It's
Yeah,
fun.
it's different. It's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Does she doesn't record podcasts with you, does she?
Well, she has recorded a bunch of them. On my pop culture podcast, she did. In my other English podcast that I don't have an English podcast because I recorded like 2 episodes 2 years ago. So it's not,
Not an
like
ongoing.
yeah, it's like it exists, but it's
It's there.
yeah, it's there. But she enjoys it. She enjoys recording more than listening.
Oh,
She likes
interesting.
recording because it's conversation. So we have
Yeah.
an hour to talk about stuff.
And you guys record the English things there. Is it something that you guys do it often?
Yeah, but that's work.
No, I mean, but for her, like she needs to she's focused on that.
Yeah, because we have an online course, so we record like we already finished recording like all the classes, but sometimes we add new material, we create more stuff. Like back in the beginning of the year, we were in the US, so we recorded some stuff there with English native speakers.
Nice.
And we went to places like supermarkets, and then we taught people how to say specific stuff in the supermarket, so stuff like that. Yeah.
Nice. Have you guys been making money off of that?
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank God. Yeah.
That's nice.
That's my wife's salary nowadays.
That's amazing, man.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know more about that when we meet in person.
Yeah.
I'd like to know more about that.
Like I don't do a lot of work.
Maybe I can get a
does.
piece of that and help.
Wow.
Oh,
Check this out.
Yeah, we talk more.
Sure.
Face to face. Let's do that, man. Let's talk about the
beautiful week.
The goodies. What do you want to do, man? My first choice for this week was already done, and the second one, man, I struggled. I struggled because I'm supposed to pick up 2, right?
Yeah.
So my first one, it's a surprise. You have no idea, but I know you like it.
Okay.
You like
I like surprises.
The singer. It's so you don't know if it's a female or a man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it at the end of after this. So
all right.
What do we want to do? Let's talk about what? Hey, Aaron. Let's talk about Aaron first.
Let's do it.
Aaron Frazer.
Yeah. Well, you start because I wanna know how you met this guy, because like funnily enough, I think we talked right in the beginning, like the first week that we started Madness. I told you that I was into some type of music, recently, and it was this chill out song like style, and you told me, you were like, man, I have something to show you. So I want to know how you met this style.
I have some things to show you. Remember the instrumental thing that the Iron Sides? That was one.
Yeah, beautiful.
So I have more.
Yeah,
like related to this this vibe that you are into.
Yeah, this
guy specifically, I came across this one because of Dan Auerbach from the Black Keys. I've been following the Black Keys for some time, and also I've been following what Auerbach does individually, which is producing a lot of records, producing a lot of stuff. He has a studio, a label called Easy Eye.
Nice.
That he goes into the studio and he makes music like water. He drops songs and he produces people, and he has a bunch of musicians around him, like old musicians who used to play with those artists from the past, like from the 50s and 60s. So he's friends with them. So more than 10 years ago, he created this Easy Eye studio and label, and since then he's been recording with a lot of people. And he started producing people a long time ago as well. One of the records that he produced is Lana Del Rey. I don't know if you like. Do you like Lana? Her old stuff?
I do. Yeah.
Her 2015 record. 13. He produced it. I think it was that time that I heard that he was producing shit. So it's been a while.
Nice.
So I follow him. I follow what he does with his productions, and then he's always posting like the Easy Eye. They are always producing things. So I got to know Aaron Frazer there, right? As you can see, the cover art of this record, it's very, it reminds us from those old records, right? So every record that they produce, every artist that they produce, they have this aesthetic, right? If you see other, Marcus King, he had a band before, and in 2020 he started going solo. So we recently listened to his third solo record, but his first solo record from 2020 was produced by Dan Auerbach and released through Easy Eye Records, And if you see that cover art, it also has that aesthetic from like the records from the past, like the way that they use the font to write the name of the records. It's really interesting.
Yeah, totally.
So there are some cool things that I'll bring something out of that kind of production and style that I like,
Yeah.
So it was through that, right?
Okay. That's a nice way to meet some new stuff, because
Sure.
We already know Dan. We already like his style of music.
Yeah.
So you're like, this guy's he's not gonna produce shit,
No, he's not, and he's not playing around, fooling around. Yeah, it's cool because in this he for the past years, him and Pat, the drummer for the Black Keys, while they go on tour, they like to DJ. They bring vinyls and find a club, and they start playing records there, like old school vinyls, and they bring all these vibe, soul, R&B mixing with hip hop. They like this mixture, and they love this R&B, doo-wop, soul shit. So it's nice, it's cool. Yeah. So this guy, one of like 3 or 4 or 5, I don't know, 5 songs out of this record, which is called Introducing, released in 2021, was in a playlist of mine. I was playing when I had the bar. I was playing those songs a lot, like along with other ones, right? Yeah. But so it's cool. So once you told me, when we started this again, when restarted it, you told me about the vibe that you're into. Mm-hmm. So I said, look, I have some things here. I have some things that you might like. So what I wrote here is, he has this, I found this word because it's a very specific word to describe the way that this guy sings, like crooning falsetto. Like crooning, it brings us back to those old jazz and mostly R&B show. Not only jazz, but like I think mostly more present in R&B and doo-wop, which is a lot of falsettos that he uses throughout the record, the whole record, right? And that it's straight to the point, retro soul, like I said, and R&B, and when you listen to that, and I always prove this by showing this kind of song to my wife, and she's like, when was this released? Like in the 60s or something, the 70s? And then yeah, it's not, but that's the idea. But
it could be.
It could be, yeah. So he's known for the band Duran Jones and the Indications, which is not an old band, but they have been making this soul vibe records. Yeah, and he's the co-lead singer, and he's a drummer for that band. And now he started his adventures in going solo as well. So today he has just released his second solo record, right? So this is the first one. And And like I said, this all these mixtures, and this is for you as well. It makes us. It makes me really good. I feel really good listening to that, and brings me joy, and I really appreciate it. And it's funny because for the past, I don't know, 5 years, I don't even know how many, but for the don't get me wrong, I love I love like punk rock, heavy metal, rock shit, alternative. But I have been listening. My choices have been more with this kind of song, more alternative, more like introspective things, just like John Foreman's, like we've talked about, um, Marcus King style. So, man, I have been digging deep about all these styles, right? And the instrumentation is, like I said, is rich, horns, and
Yeah.
strings, guitars, and I like all the songs. I
Yeah.
like all the songs. It's a great album to listen. Like I said, from front to back.
Yeah, it's
You
great
can
length.
great length. You just play the record, the whole record. There's a mixtures of more upbeat tempo songs and like more introspective, slow paced songs. And for me, it's a great song. It's a great record. I really like it. Really dig
Yeah.
it. For me, it's amazing. It's 4 out of 5. That's it.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Dude, when you chose last week, it was fun. I recorded myself and sent it to you, listening to the first song, and I
I
was
saw
like,
that.
when the first song
We should.
starts,
We should post that.
should we? I don't know.
We should.
Man, like the first song, it already sets you in the mood of the record. You know what? I know it's very different, but it reminds me of some things that Bruno Mars tries to do in the Silk Sonic.
That's it.
That, like, the old vibes and those dances. And
That's it.
I'm not a dancer, but when
By a human.
yeah. But when that starts playing, man, you just gotta,
You get the groove
yeah,
on.
you're just gonna
dance.
you gotta move with the groove.
Just love that.
Like it's beautiful, man. And like you said, it's like top to back. I think there's no bad songs in this album, and I was expecting, when I was listening to it, I was expecting, like, by the middle, I was expecting to start sounding the same, like repetitive, but they don't. Like,
Oh.
they, like, each song, they have, I don't know, some different stuff, some different styles. For example, there's the track 3, Can't Leave It Alone. There's a guitar solo, like bluesy,
Yeah.
that it's different from the other two, that you don't have that. And then in the third song, like, now let's get to the blues. And then they get to the blues, and then, like, towards the end of the song, dude, that last song, Leaning on
Yeah.
Your Everlasting Love, what the heck was that? Like, the guy just he just goes back into the 50s, like piano,
Yeah.
like black churches, doing some stuff.
Yeah, the piano is amazing.
Ah, man, that's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
And then, like, the melody, the construction, the way that he sings, and he has this falsetto that you said,
Yeah.
and it's like beautiful. Like, the
Yeah,
last song is
smooth.
beautifully sang, and man,
Yeah.
this is just thank you, just thank you very much for that.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
that's amazing to
Like,
know.
when the record came out today, like the new record that he released, because I started following him on Spotify. So when I entered in new releases, new releases for me, from people that I follow, and he was there. I was like, oh, that's what Thiago meant last week. He released the new. So I was like, come on, I'm still in the first one. I'm still, like,
Hold on, digesting it.
Yeah, digesting it and, enjoying it. Like, man, it's beautiful. Beautiful album, beautiful, like, produced. It's so good.
It is, man. I really love this record, and I'll probably be listening to that more. And it's funny because when I chose it, I was listening to only those songs that I said. It was, I think, 4 or 5 songs, I don't remember,
Mm-hmm.
on the playlist that I was listening more these past like years, and I was able to listen to the record, the whole record again, as a full experience. So it was different. It was interesting, and I was playing this record a lot during the week here in my house. My wife really likes it, and we were watching a video of him playing live as well. So it's just this vibe. It's cool. You can listen to this record like driving. I was coming back from Uberlândia yesterday, driving, listening to this record, and again, it's just you can listen anywhere,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And everywhere.
yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's a great record, man. I really love it.
Yeah.
Really love it.
It's amazing to put this record when you're going to start like your day, but like the day, because I'm weird because, for example, I don't listen to any other stuff besides jazz right when I wake up because I'm still like, I'm not a morning person. So I take a while. So I'm making my coffee and I put some smooth jazz, something like that.
Yeah.
Like Andrew Bird's, I think it's a good morning
Nice.
album. And then after I make my coffee, I read a little bit, and after I read it, like I'm going to start my day, like work and planning some other stuff. Then that's right there, man.
It's right there. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I really hope. I haven't listened to the record, to his new record yet.
Mm-hmm.
Not even the singles. I decided not to do that. I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna choose this week though. Maybe next week. But I just want to wait.
But I'm gonna listen to it anyway.
I'm gonna listen to the record.
Yeah.
I want to listen to the record like today or tomorrow. I'm gonna listen to the full record, so we can. We gotta. Yeah. But yeah, that was cool, man. That was really cool.
Yeah, for me is the same. 4 out of 5. And thank you again for choosing that.
My pleasure, man.
Oh man, it's good to be back doing this because, like, I felt like I haven't been paying attention to music in a long time. Like music has always been part of my life, but not like this, like we do it. Like diving into them and listen to it like over and over.
Yeah. My consumption of music completely changed as well the past 3 years.
Yeah.
I wasn't, man, there were a few records that were being released of artists that I liked, and I was like taking a long time to pay attention or to listen, to sit down and listen because of time or priorities,
Yeah.
We get around other stuff. So it's been a blast again doing this the way we used to.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, what's next? What is next?
Let's go with Andrew Bird.
Let's go. It's amazing,
man. First of all, I was really impressed by this album. Andrew Bird is a guy that I've met him a few years ago, but I only listened to like one of his albums. So I had a completely different impression of what he sounded like. The album
taking from the songs that you listened before.
Yeah, taking from this specific album that I listened from him. So the album I'm talking about is let me remember here. I think it's the one 2008 or 2009, something like that. No, 2014. The album is
records, man.
Things Are Really Great Here, sort of. That's a great name for an album.
Yeah, what's when?
Things Are Really Great Here, sort of.
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
From which year?
To 2014.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, here, got it.
There's a weird
Sort of.
cover album,
Yeah.
like, but
It seems like Bigfoot.
yeah. But then this album is really folk.
Yeah. Is it different from?
Yeah, it's like it's really different. So
I haven't listened to the other stuff.
So when the album came out, I was like, huh, it's been like years since I don't listen to Andrew Bird. And then I said I could use some folk, right? I could use some folk.
Of course.
But then he makes something even better because jazz, like, man, jazz is like one of my favorite genres, like for a few years now. Like, cool. And I love jazz. It's like, I don't know, for probably for the past 2 years, it's the genre that I listen to the most.
The most, yeah,
is jazz. And then when the first song started, I was like, huh. Okay, let's dig into that.
Let me sit back.
And when the second song came, which is my favorite,
my favorite
is
too.
Caravan.
Like the second album, and the third songs, they are my favorites.
Yeah, like the first song starts and it's like very smooth, and he starts like with because he plays the violin, but he's not playing the violin how you're supposed to play the violin, because he's playing like
finger picking the violin. Yeah,
and then you're like, huh. And then he goes into the violin. But then when Caravan came, I was like, man, that's beautiful. And this Caravan this is not his song. He does a lot of cover versions here in this album. Yeah. This Caravan is a song, if I'm not mistaken, is from Duke Ellington.
Duke Ellington.
Like it's way back. And I was like, and it's very different from the original. I was like,
yeah, no, it's completely different.
I was like, dude, is it that song? I was like, and then, man, Andrew Bird, Andrew Bird.
What are you doing?
What have you done, man?
Man, and it's crazy because we're talking about jazz. We love jazz. I love that style as well. Love that genre. And one interesting thing throughout the record is that in jazz, we get a lot of saxophone and trumpet. Mm-hmm. And he does all the saxophone and trumpet. He substitutes that with the violin.
Yeah.
So that was a turning point for me.
Yeah.
And different. It sounded, the first time I was listening to those songs, I was touched because of that difference.
Yeah,
it made the record sound way more like different in terms of consuming it, because when you get a lot of jazz, there are a lot of similar songs, right? But this one, it's more different because of the violin, what he does with the violin. Sometimes he goes like classic way of playing, and then sometimes he just goes with the finger. I was like, man, that was amazing. And when you send me the video, when you send me the live video, it starts with
I Fall in Love.
The third song, I Fall in Love Too Easily. Oh, my wife fell in love with that as well. And it's a beautiful, man, everything that he makes. Thank you for showing me this guy. I had never heard of this guy before. And like I told you, some days ago, weeks ago, I don't know, I had to buy the record. I had to pay for that, to feel that, man, this is how, at least now, I can support the artist. With this, I don't think I would support a lot just buying the way I buy here, but man, that's amazing. I need to have this on my library.
I looked for the vinyl, right? The actual vinyl, and he has like a blue vinyl, which is like a special edition that he made of the vinyl, but it's everything sold out. Like he doesn't have the like he doesn't have any of the albums. Like he doesn't have the regular album, which is like black. He doesn't have the special one. Like it's everything sold out in his website.
How much is it?
Of course, it's expensive.
How much is it?
I think it's $100 and something.
Yeah, the dollars, right?
Yeah. It's
That is
expensive.
crazy.
Yeah.
I saw the Aaron Frazer new record. It's called Blue something, and I saw him doing a unboxing from his record,
Mm-hmm.
and it's beautiful. It's blue. Like, so just go check it out. Go check it out
Yeah,
on
man.
his Instagram.
You know, if there's one thing that if I ever get rich, I'm going to support, it's the book market and the vinyl market. I'm just gonna go all for it, man.
Awesome, man.
I'm gonna buy
Awesome.
everything I can.
Awesome. That's amazing. It's beautiful. Look, this is a great. This has been a great experience listening to this record.
Yeah.
It's different, and it's, I don't know. It's hard to say because there's so many layers, so many musicianships, and like I said, it's a high classy, sophisticated record for me.
Yeah.
These are my words that I suffered to find to describe this record. For me, it's amazing. I love this record. The mixture of what he does with all these. For me, it sounds contemplative.
Yeah, totally.
What he does, what they do, actually, it's not only him. And his voice, man, his voice for me, it's a mix of classic jazz singers with like contemporary ones, with some folk and jazz. It's this mix that makes all beautiful.
Yeah, totally. I loved what you said about the album being contemplative, and I said something on my text, which is I think this album works better, different from like standard jazz and other types of jazz, which you can put like on a stereo or on your TV or whatever, and you can leave it in the background. I think the experience here, it's way better when you put some headphones on and you concentrate and you just contemplate, like you said.
Definitely.
Like the last song, which I can't pronounce, is Balloon de Peut-être. I can't speak
En
French.
français, yeah.
En français, yeah. It's only instrumental, and man, it's so beautiful.
It's
like,
beautiful,
man.
It goes for 9 minutes.
Yeah, and
Amazing.
it's like beautifully played, and there's dynamics, and there's that immersion that he brings. And each musician, because there are 3 musicians here, it's him. There is the drummer, and there's a guy playing the cello, right? Alan Hampton and Ted Poor. It's like each one of them have like a little space in this song to do something. Even like the drums, he's only playing with the brushes. And it's man,
you can't listen. Like, of course you can, but it's a different experience listening on an open space or like doing some activity. It's different. This is a kind of record where you have to contemplate, sit down, put your phones on. Even if you're listening on your like sound box, just put the fucking box in front of you and just sit back, relax. This is a time to relax, And I haven't been doing much. I've stopped. Actually, I stopped doing that. I was doing more like smoking a cigar, Just play the whole record. You can like smoke a whole baby. Just contemplative, man. It's amazing. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Respect.
I wrote my text about it yesterday, and I think I gave it a 4.5 out of 5.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's 5 out of 5.
Yeah, for me it's just 5 out of 5.
I don't know why I didn't give it a 5. I was like, no, there's something I didn't enjoy. And then I listened to the album like this morning. I was like, no, it's perfect. What the hell am I talking about?
What the fuck are you saying, man? I was like, what?
Yeah, it's perfect. Like, yeah. So it's
perfect. That's a perfect record.
Yeah,
it's amazing. Look, I'm really looking forward to listening to more of his record. And he
Yeah,
has
I'm
put
gonna
out
choose it more. Yeah,
a lot of records,
yeah,
right? Has a lot of, and the yeah, it seems that she has more shit going on here. Well, he released something last year, man. He released something last
yeah,
year,
yeah,
on 2012, woof, 2023, 22, 21, 19,
yeah. He's a
17.
machine, man. He's a he's a
Mutant.
yeah.
Cool. Nice, man. Thank you. Thank you. This is to make up for all the eels shit.
Yeah, yeah. That's
It's
it.
amazing.
Yeah. I'm gonna spend my
Close.
whole life apologizing for that week.
Case closed. No, we're done. Case closed. That's amazing. That's it,
Oh,
man.
God. Yeah.
What else? Now we have The Legend of Chin.
Yes.
That's a fun record, man.
Yeah.
It's a
One
really
of my
fun record.
favorite bands ever, Switchfoot. And man, like I really like this album. But like my grade maybe made, I don't know if you remember my grade, but my grade may show it like, oh, you didn't like it as much, but it's because I'm comparing with the other albums. So
But don't.
if I do that,
You shouldn't. No, you shouldn't.
I'm gonna have to, you know, at some point I'm like, no, this is way better, because we're talking about some dudes fresh out of high school. Like in '96 they created a band, and then in '97 they released an album, and it's like that's how a teenager album, like, but with some tweaks of maturity. That's what it should sound like. It should sound like, because
sure.
it's like, it's fun, it's irreverent, it's
Yeah.
it's got passion, you know, and at the same time it talks about daily struggles that a young person would go through, you know, like having fun, falling in love, and you know, all of these, everything is here, you know.
Yeah, reflecting on life. Yeah.
Yeah. Can't wait
You
to have
said
a
it
kid
all.
and show him this record like at the right age.
Yeah. Man, you said it all, because it sounds really 90s alternative rock classic.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
classic alternative
Yeah.
90s. Especially again talking about the production, it's there. It's in your face. There's nothing where you can say, oh, they've adjusted this or that. Probably there were, but you know, it's there. It's fun. It sounds like really fun, and it's really nice. There was just one song where, but not, it doesn't go through the entire song, but there is just one song where John's voice for me sounded a little off, but it's his first record, right? And he matured it a lot compared to the second record,
Yeah.
which is like Underwater. Yeah, it's Underwater. The beginning of the song, just this voice, I think he's trying to find the right pitch, or I don't know. For me, it's just his voice sounded weird, like the beginning, like kind of
Nasal or something.
nasal,
Yeah.
and for me, that was a bit off. But I'm just saying that because I'm comparing to other songs
Yeah.
in terms of voice, but that's it, because he can sing like crazy. He's been singing a lot since day one, right? Since the
Yeah.
first record. And I like this kind of record because it's from my, like, let's say, it's from my time.
Yeah.
It's from the time that I started enjoying and finding out all these bands, all these alternative rock bands. And I have listened to a lot of 90s records, a lot of bands like this, similar to this, you know? So for me, this record sounds a lot like these bands, man. There are some times here on the record that reminds me of Phantom Planet. They you know, those times, Phantom Planet, all these alternatives. I'm not gonna name names here, but name bands here, but it's fun, it's good, and man, it's crazy because they are they have been doing what POD has been doing, because we know they're Christian, right? The Switchfoot is a Christian band, but they make music not only to be played in church,
Yeah.
right? They make music to be played in the world, everywhere, in anywhere, and with contemplative lyrics and fun lyrics, and specifically on this record because they're young, they're just trying to find who they are, to find out who they are, and it's just we see that they're having fun, and not only on the more upbeat songs like the alternative rock songs, but only on the more introspective and slow-paced songs. And they, on the first record, they just used there's a song I can't remember now that they use like some chords, some trumpets. What is it? I forget now. Sorry. But there is a song where they use violins or something.
It's You. The song You. They use violins. Yeah. It's beautiful. Beautiful song, man.
It's a beautiful song.
Yeah.
You see. It doesn't show in the credits.
Yeah. My favorite song of the album, I think it's Concrete Girl. I like the way they have like a different dynamics. Like they started a little slow, but then they changed the pacing towards the chorus, and then they have some really interesting bits and pieces of the music that of the song that it really like combines everything that I don't know what they're talking about, especially because it's like they are talking about this concrete girl, and they are kind of describing the experience of being in love and being with this like idea of a perfect girl, maybe
perfect girl,
and then but then they are talking about this concrete girl being like a rock, something that it's going to rock your world. So they're kind of playing on words there.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, it's a really
and then they say don't fall down. Yeah, don't fall down. Don't break.
Yeah.
Don't keep being like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Stay like that.
Yeah, man.
That's really nice.
I don't know. I don't know if you agreed with me in the comparison that I made. I felt like because John is experiencing maybe with his voice, so his voice is different from what it is right now. When you look like at his solo album, like In Bloom, I think it reminds me a little bit of Jeremy Spring.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, especially in his first records, of the band Ken's first records. Yeah, it's similar. It reminded me of that as well. It reminded me more of those old '90s bands because I listened to them a lot, right? But it's just there, man.
Yeah.
And it's a big evolution of his voice, of course. One thing that I would do, like I said, I wrote there, I would just change the sequence of the songs. I would put track 10 to be the last, right? Because I mean, this is just me, right? This is one thing observation. And Don't Be There is a more slower song.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't end this record, which is for me it's an upbeat record. I wouldn't end this record like that. I would just end it in a more like upbeat vibe.
Yeah.
Which is Ode to Chin song. And would be nice considering the name of the record, The Legend of Chin. I didn't know about the title of the record, but it's an homage, isn't it? Like I said.
To
where is it?
a friend of John's in high school. Yeah.
To a friend. Yeah. So
and it's
really
like
nice.
I think it's also a joke because they like the name of the band was different before. It was called Chin Up before being called Switchfoot. So I think, and it's because of the same guy, because of this Chin guy. So it's like they probably made like a joke But then
Chin up.
they I think they changed to Switchfoot because they are surfers, right? So
Sure.
the joke on the word Switchfoot, because when you're switching foots when you're
Yeah.
surfing. Yeah.
Surfing, yeah. And they still do it till this day, and they love surfing.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
I've never surfed in my life, but I would go with John.
For
would
sure,
surf with him.
on his
Yeah.
board.
Yeah.
I switch foot with him.
Yeah, totally.
Nice. Man, for me, so it's a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I just changed here. It's a 4 out of 5 too.
Yeah,
Because you just told me I can't do that, like compared to other albums.
I mean, of course, we will and we compare, of course. But as we are, these are records that we are going back.
Yeah.
So it's nice to compare. It's cool. But at the same time, analyzing individually, probably listening to a record like this back then, it would be like extremely impressive.
Yeah.
And this is what happened back then when they put out this record. It was different, and of course, they became big as they are, right? And so kudos to them to be straightforward with the lyrics like that and playing music for, when is this record? 97.
Yeah.
97.
Yeah. My wife was 1 year old.
Right?
I was 4.
Exactly. I was 12. I was 12. Man, and I'm gonna. Can we say the choices now? Do you have anything else to say?
No, I think that's it. Beautiful week.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Okay.
So, do you want to choose now? Right now, I have my two.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So it was a coincidence because I wanted to find something out of the 90s to keep listening to that. And then I got really excited. And then I came across this video this week I sent to you. It's Weezer. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They've been celebrating 30 years, man. 30 years of the Blue album, right? And
nice.
Their first album released in 1994, 30 freaking years. So you should watch that video because we're going to dive into this record this week. So it's the Weezer Blue album, 1994, their first record.
Nice.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's my first one. You go.
Okay. No, now I go?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna leave the surprise for last.
Okay. So, I was in doubt.
I feel excited about this part.
I was in doubt on what to choose, and I was in this rock vibe. I don't know why. But I don't remember if back in the day we've chosen any album of this band. I don't know if you even like this band. I hope you do.
Oh,
but it's rock. It's rock, okay, right?
Okay.
But because there are rocks and rocks. But I don't know.
As long as it's not Imagine Dragons.
No, Imagine Dragons is not rock.
Not rock. It's not even music. Oh,
it's like Rachel's cat. It's not a cat. It's like, don't worry, it's not rock.
It's not even a cat.
But, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm going to choose an album from. Hold on, let me remember the year.
Come on.
Okay, I'm gonna choose an album from 2006. And it's called The Black Parade by a band called My Chemical Romance.
That is a classic rock, a classic record.
Is that okay for you? Do you like My Chemical Romance?
That's really okay. Actually, that's a great album.
Yeah.
I listened to that record I think 6 months ago. A friend of mine, he loves that album. I don't remember. Look, that's going to be amazing because I've been meaning to pay attention to that record because there are some good songs there.
Yeah, yeah.
That's going to be amazing.
I was I was listening to some pop punk emo stuff, and I was like, man, I was kind of looking for a record that I remembered that I liked and I was like, man, what should I listen now? And then I was like, okay. And then I went to Panic at the Disco. I looked a bunch of bands from this time. I looked at Paramore for a while. I was like, no, like I like Paramore, but I've been listening to them for a while now. Let me listen to something that it hasn't like been on my playlist for a while. And then I started going over, and I was like, My Chemical Romance. And then I remembered, I think I like this album. And then I pressed play, and I was like, oof.
That's a good album.
It's good.
That's gonna be
like
that's nice.
It starts really good. Like
that's
because
really
that was the impact I had. I was like, okay. I remember this being good.
I can go there.
Yeah.
That's amazing, man. Look, it's gonna be really fun. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay. My second choice is I've been meaning to dive into her discography. So it's a female singer and songwriter, and she became like bigger than the world. I don't know. She sings like a motherfucker.
Okay.
And I know you like her, and I wanted to pay attention to her records more.
Okay.
And I don't know. I just felt like listening to her.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to choose her first record from 2008. The album's called 19.
Oh, man. Come on. The woman.
By Adele.
The one and only.
Adele. Yes. Let's do that. I wanna listen
man.
to her. Get out of here.
Come on. Probably Adele has been, like, for the past years, my favorite singer, like female singer.
For me too.
Totally. Like, and
yeah,
it's good.
Too.
It's good because it's someone that I love and my wife loves, and my wife sings. So there are some songs that my wife likes to cover and sings, like karaoke night. You know, we have
it's
a
Adele.
little bit to drink, and then it's Adele, man. At some point, she's singing Adele.
She's going Skyfall all night.
You know, we used to have, like, right in the beginning, when I met my wife, we were in a band together, in a wedding band. Like, we would perform at weddings. Like, I think we performed in like 2 or 3 weddings. But Skyfall was one of the songs that it was in our playlist. Nice. And my wife can sing the heck out of that song. Yeah. She
should do something for us this week then.
Like a video?
She should do it. At least like a 1.5-minute video, so we can use it.
I'll convince her.
Yeah, convince her, and I wanna do it. Send me the video. We should post that. She should honor us.
Yeah. I'll tell her.
Man, I have to run, and I literally got very, anxious to tell you. I'm sure we're gonna love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be a great week.
It's gonna.
Yeah.
All right. So let me run. I gotta teach now and send all the things, and we'll start the new week.
Yeah.
All right.
Beautiful.
Thanks again, man.
See ya.
Take care.
You too, bro.
Peace.